JustMusic at the booth of AJH Synth. Next to me is Alan. Alan, nice to meet you. Please tell us about your setup here, especially for Superbooth 2016.
Yeah, great. Well, we have our mini mod system here, which was launched 18 months ago, and as you can see, available in both the silver and the black faceplate variants. It's proved very popular. We have quite a few producers and general synth enthusiasts that we've got some very good feedback from, and it's been used on quite a few recordings. The new for Superbooth 16, we have two modules. So the first module is the Sonic XV, which is this is a diode ladder filter, which was originally seen on the Muse Sonic's Sonic 5 synth, which was launched circa 1970, I believe. Mm-hmm. This is a diode ladder filter, which was introduced as a workaround for to get around the patent that Moog held at the time on the transistor ladder filter. So it's quite an interesting filter with a rather different characteristic from the Mini Moog 4-pole transistor filter that's part of our mini mod system. So I can give you a quick walkthrough of the features on it. We have it connected here with a couple of VCOs going through it. So the 24 dB output, it has slightly different diode feel rather than the smoother transistor ladder feel.
Oh yeah.
But we've added a few features to it. So as well as the 24 dB output, we also have a 6 dB output. Which comes in quite useful for the wave shaping that we have on it as well, because it isn't just a filter, but I'll come to that in a moment. We have also a bandpass output, which all of these are additions. The original Sonic 5 filter only had a 24 dB 4-pole out, so you can hear the much more fizzy bandpass. So that's the bandpass, and then if we go back to we'll go to the 6 dB to show you the wave shapers on it. So on the input we have there are two separate wave shapers that we've added to the filter. On the input we have an input wave shaper, which is we have a wet-dry mix, which the input mix control.
You can switch between, yeah.
You can you can crossfade between, so you can hear the wave shaping starting to come in there. And there are variants on that. So you can hear, so that's it without, and then so you can actually feed in just the amount of wave shaping that you'd like, and it can go quite extreme. And then the other thing that we have is we have an additional wave folder, which is actually incorporated in the feedback loop of the filter.
All right.
So it's only in the resonance loop. So obviously, if there's no resonance set, then good, yeah. it won't have any effect. So we obviously need the resonance control up for that one, and you can hear the wave folding coming in on.
Sounds like a distortion.
Yes. Which is exactly what it's doing. Now it is both of the wave shapers are quite dependent on the waveform going in. because they obviously mangle it. So depending on whether you put in a saw, square, or whatever, you'll get a different result. But it's very versatile in that you have quite a few variants to try, and you have the wet-dry mixers on both of them. So that's the new Sonic XV filter.
Yeah.
And then the other new module that we've made is the Ring SM, which this module is actually based on a very early in 1960s ring modulator circuit, and it's completely discrete transistor. There are no integrated circuits in there, no ring modulator chips. It's done with matched transistor pairs.
All right, matched transistors.
So yeah, and it's AC coupled, and it's actually 3 modules in one. So we have a ring modulator, we have sub-octave generators, which give us -1 and -2 octaves down.
Okay.
And both of those are shaped sines rather than square waves. And then the third feature is we have a 5-input mixer. And the mixer is based on the Moog Modular CP3. So it's a discrete transistor mixer. And it's DC coupled, so it can be used for control voltages.
Right.
And one of the other interesting features on the CP3 style mixer is that when it overloads, when it's overdriven, it just clips, it hard clips. There isn't any soft distortion going on. It just chops the top off the waveform.
All right.
And an interesting thing that you can do is that it normally clips reasonably symmetrically. But if we put a DC voltage into one of the inputs and use it and wind in an offset voltage, then it'll shift the whole waveform up so that you'll just clip the top of the waveform. Or you can shift it down and it'll just clip the bottom of the waveform.
Okay.
So it's quite a versatile mixer, and it does have its own character. So coming back to the ring modulator, we have the X input, and you can't hear anything at the moment because although we have a triangle wave going into the X input, which is the carrier, we don't have anything going into the Y input, so it's doing exactly what it should do. It's not making any noise.
Okay.
Now, as soon as when we put the double switch down, then what that does is that links the X input to the Y input, so the carrier and modulator have the same input, have the same frequency signal going into them. So it's doing exactly what you'd expect it to do. It's doubling the frequency. Now we can mix in the original X input signal, which you'll hear there, and you can hear that that's an octave down. So we're using it there as a frequency doubler. Now if we switch that out and we go and we take the carrier out, now we can start again. We've gone back to zero noise coming out because we only have an X input. If we wind a different VCO again with the triangle wave, which this is this VCO down here, again triangle wave. So now it's going to act as a ring modulator. So that's a typical ring modulator sound. Mm-hmm. And then we can start and wind in the original signals, which are the carrier and the modulator, just to thicken things up a little bit. But one of the features on this ring modulator is that it has a third input, so that we can modulate the modulation.
Okay.
And if we have an LFO connected now. Rhythmic modulation from the LFO ramp wave as it's modulating the modulator on the ring modulator. But then to take things further, we can start and use the sub basses. So if we start and feed in the sub octave, there's 1 octave down sine wave coming in, and then we can start and come in with the 2 octaves down. It's an instant meditation tape. So that's a quick run through of the two new modules. And thanks ever so much to the guys at JustMusic, and hope everyone enjoys the video.
Alan, thank you. When can we have the two new modulars in the stores?
Should be about 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah, on both modules.
All right, I like it. Minimod. Thank you, Alan. That was JustMusic at the booth of AJH Synth.